This is the All-American Coaching League, presented by Axis Sports.
What's up, party people of the AACL? What's going on? What's cracking? What's happening this Tuesday night? Welcome back to the All-American Coaching League, brought to you by Axis Sports. I am your host, Dave Axis, and we've got a cram-packed week for you tonight, folks. We've got 12 games in 3 nights. That's 4 games a night for those of you who did not, graduate high school or pass math, whatever. We are kicking things off tonight with the 18th ranked Air Force Falcons traveling to San Diego to take on the Aztecs. The Aztecs are now ranked 9th in the new poll that was released earlier today. Then number 11, Central Florida, who dropped several spots after a second consecutive loss, travels to Memphis to take on the 17th ranked Tigers. In the third game tonight, Iowa State, the 20th ranked. What is Iowa State? What are they from? They are the Iowa State Cyclones. There you go. Traveling to Dallas, Texas, take on the Mustangs of SMU, the 14th ranked Mustangs. And then in the nightcap tonight, the 19th ranked Syracuse Orange travel to now 10th ranked Western Michigan. That's going to be a nice, cold, and cloudy and windy game in the nightcap for tonight. Before I start announcing tonight's crew, or at least the first crew for tonight, we do have some breaking news here in the All-American Coaching League out of Western Michigan. They are now in the top 10 after a couple consecutive wins since the program was taken over by new athletic director Biff Markham. He has gone out and pulled out of retirement head coach June Jones, who was most recently the head coach at Houston State, taking them to a couple Division II titles before retiring in 2019. So congratulations, June Jones, and you, Biff Markham. You guys are doing a hell of a job over there. Keep it up. Now, let me go ahead and introduce my sidekicks for this first game. I am Dave Axis. I will be your play-by-play man. In the booth with me, my color commentator is none other than Pepper Rogers himself, Freddie Trammell. Freddie, what's going on tonight, bro? How you doing, man?
Good evening, Dave. How you doing? And I'm glad to be here with you doing this first game of the week for week 6.
Thank you, bro. I'm glad to be back. I was gone for about 4 days, but now it's time to get back at it. Also joining us off and on for the first broadcast, our third wheel is none other than Clint Torres, or Clitoris, as we like to affectionately call him, in the booth with us as our third wheel. Clint, what's going on tonight with you, bro?
Not much, man. I can't wait to see curly pubes.
I know, right? So let's break this game down real quick before we head out to San Diego. By the way, in San Diego, as always, it's beautiful weather. It's 57 degrees. It's partly cloudy, but that's kind of a thing with the marine layer in the afternoon in San Diego. Not a big deal. As you will notice, all of these games tonight are divisional games. It's an even-numbered week. It's week 6, so even-numbered weeks get divisional games. So both of these teams are from that wild West division, the Wayward West division. And Freddie, let me start with you. We've got the 18th ranked Falcons out of Air Force. Head coach or athletic director Brian Craven, head coach Earl Craven, which apparently I forgot the N on his name on the graphic. They run the Georgia Tech offense. They run the 4-2-5 defense like a lot of teams do. Raylan Givens has been solid. We know Hans Gruber is solid. And, of course, Pussy Galore and Randall Raines. Randall Raines, player of the week, or player of the game for them last week. The issue with Air Force, Freddie, is that they've had injuries. Now, they have a solid backup quarterback, but sometimes they've had to go to their third-string quarterback. What do you think is the key to success for Air Force tonight, and do you think injuries is going to be a part of that?
Air Force is definitely going to have to stay injury-free in this game and play good defense because And jerking off and Barry McCracken, that's a pair that they're going to have their hands full with.
Absolutely. I mean, having your hands full in this league is probably 4 or 5 different sexual innuendos. Speaking of sexual innuendos, Clint, let me bring you in here. San Diego State now back up into the top 10 after dropping out of the top 10. They are 4th place in the Wayward West Division, but they're only a half a game out of 3rd. Of course, B. Robo is the athletic director over there. He went out and hired a new coach, Dewan Uppinya, who's now, I think, 2-0 since being hired. They run the spread offense in a 3-4, and like Freddie mentioned, Ben Jurgenoff has been solid. Barry McCalkiner, we know, is deadly. Curly Pubes and Andy Feltersnatch, quite possibly the best corner tandem in the league. What do you think are the keys to winning or the keys to victory for the Aztecs tonight?
Well, they definitely got a high-powered offense. I mean, I like the spread. The one weakness they have is that 3-4. I mean, because you never know when the 2 down linemen are going to show up. So,
that's the first time I'm hearing that.
Yeah, I know. It's the absolute first time. So I think, for Air Force to win, they just need to have time and possession, ball control, limit the mistakes, and keep the quarterback standing up. And I think it'll be a pretty close game. All
right, folks. Well, we're about ready to go out to the field out in San Diego. The 18th ranked Air Force Falcons traveling to San Diego State to take on the Aztecs tonight. And it looks like it's going to be a little light, maybe still. It's hard to tell. It's still light in the on the West Coast. So let's see as we go down the field right now. And here come the Aztecs.
And they're all black uniforms, too.
I know, they look sweet.
This ought to be a pretty good game, I think. I think Air Force is going to give San Diego State all they could ask for. I'm looking forward to Air Force coming out playing well.
I agree, and welcome to San Diego Stadium, one of the bigger stadiums we have in the All-American Coaching League. It's a beautiful stadium. I've actually been there several times myself, living in San Diego for several years. Air Force with their beautiful blue and gray, the Aztecs and their just sharp-looking black and red. And not only will this be a good game, but hopefully they'll look good playing it. So here we go. Air Force to kick off to the Aztecs, and we are underway week 6, folks, here in San Diego as they take it from the 1-yard line. Decent hole up the middle. He bounces off, and it looks like – I don't know who that is. Oh, is it Hyman? Why is Hyman returning kicks? I thought it was somebody else. But Buster Hyman with the return. Let's get the scores up here. Oh, that's not it. Shit. Damn, fuck. Hold on. All right, there we go. Barry McCalkiner with a 3-yard rush. We are kicking things off great so far, folks. The Aztecs, 2nd and 7 from the shotgun, 4 wide, single back. Man open in the middle, but he drops the ball. Ooh, Freddie, I thought he out-bobbled it for a second. Air Force had a chance to intercept it. That could have changed things in a heartbeat.
I think he was hearing them footsteps from one of the Air Force players, got a little nervous.
I agree. Here we go. This time with a delayed handoff to Barry McCalkiner right up the middle for a first down. A 9-yard rush. That's a gutsy call on 3rd and long, but it is successful for the Aztecs. They're going no huddle. 4 wide, single back from the shotgun once again. Ben Jurgenoff now with 2 backs. He's going to fake to 1. He's going to go the other way. He's going to run the option. Beautiful play, except a more beautiful defensive play. Fellatio losing a yard. And, Freddie, it seems like Air Force, who runs that a lot, they recognize it when they see it.
The Air Force played that well. The corners, defensive backs, didn't bite on the fake. Just kept her forward.
That is another great place. Air Force looking like their defense came to play tonight. Real quick,
they are.
Hey, Charles, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. They're loaded for bear, man. That Air Force defense.
It seems like they are. This time, a wild pass by Ben Jurgenoff. He's 0 for 3 out the gate. Charles, real quick, let me just ask you a quick question since you're here. You talked about the high-powered offense, but they look like they were sputtering, and for Jurgenoff to start off 0-3, not a good start for the Aztecs.
All right. Yeah, I mean, for Jurgenoff to be sputtering, it's not a good sign.
You need to have, full power Jurgenoff. Let me check the chat real quick. Robo's in the house. Bob Funk is here. Dave Axis, Doug Britton. Go with him. Looks like, I don't know if we've seen that name before, but if you're new, welcome. We appreciate you being here. Gunny McGuire, Hitman Holdorf, Lone Star Glory, Lilituff, and Packer Fred all in the house already with this early 8 p.m. Eastern start, folks, as we are pushing our Week 6 into 3 days as opposed to the normal 4. Air Force, incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Let's see what they do here. 3 wide. Looks like they're going to run one of their options. Oh, they fake it, and this time they just throw the ball away. Freddie, I don't even know what that was.
I don't either. I think the wide receiver didn't run the right route.
Something looked definite miscommunication there. Now it's 3rd and 10 for Air Force, and oh my gosh, and now Givens is sacked for an 8-yard loss. Freddie, I got to ask you, everybody sees these two teams and you think, oh, this is going to be an offensive game, right? You're going to see the passing game from San Diego State. You're going to see the running game from Air Force. And all we're seeing on the first 2 possessions is defense.
Yeah, this was uncharacteristic for Air Force to run that kind of passing game. Usually they're running the ball. They need to get to their option game.
Yeah, I agree. Charles, what do you think about that? Pretty much 3 and outs for both teams on their first possessions.
Wait for somebody to get a spark, man. Haven't seen it yet.
What's up, Robo?
Hey, Robo in the chat. What's up, Robo? That guy looks, I think I know that guy. All right, here we go. Let's see if the Aztecs got something this time. They got great field position, almost to the 50-yard line. Nice little floater, although it looked like it was just slow motion there by Jurgenoff to Andy Jackson for a 12-yard reception. And here comes the passing attack, Freddie, I think, of this Aztec team.
Yeah, this is what they do best right here. Throw the ball.
Yep, Jurgenoff with the fake and then a throw. He throws in a double coverage, and the receiver still almost made an amazing catch. But, Freddie, I don't know if that was an advisable pass. It was kind of risky.
It was very much risky in the double coverage there. Surprisingly, he didn't get it picked off.
Well, here comes Jurgenoff again. This time he nails it. Perfect pass. Is that his first?
I think he was dropped.
They dropped it. Wow. So that, I would say, though, Freddie, that one's on the receiver, not on the quarterback.
I think he got stuck pretty well, though. He got hit.
All right. Well, 3rd and 10 for the Aztecs, and I cannot believe this. They are going to be forced. Well, they're kind of in that in-between spot. Let's see. They bring out the field goal unit, the punting unit, or are they going to go for it?
It looks like they're going for it.
Yeah, so this is about that spot, though, Charles, right? That 35-yard line where if you don't have a deep kicker, you got to go for it.
Oh, what a
yeah.
Oh, wow. What a play by Jurgenoff.
Yeah, put in there, didn't he?
Wow, throws off the looked like that was the defensive end, and then passes for a first down. Ben Jurgenoff is a man's man from the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Oh, and this time he's under pressure. I thought he was throwing it away. What?
That was the oddest pass I've ever seen.
Fellatio with a 16-yard reception. If you add on the -7 yards, it's probably like a 23-yard reception.
Jurgenoff shot it right up in the air in a high arc.
Yes, he did. And that sounds a lot like him. Robo, get your quarterback off me. Hey-yo. All right, Barry McCulketer with an 8-yard run up the middle, Freddie. And other than that one weird pass, this is more of the San Diego State offense we've been used to this season.
Yeah, that was a very impressive drive by the Aztecs here. All right, Air Force, now you're going to have to tighten up, get to your option game here.
All right, extra point will give San Diego State a 7-0 lead. As you see the male cheerleader doing 7 push-ups for the score. San Diego State's kickoff to the Aztecs. I believe, is it Dix between her legs is the return man for Air Force? I believe it is. Or sometimes it's Jurgenoff back there. Oh, it's Hans Gruber, sorry. 24-yard return. Apparently, I just like saying Jurgenoff.
Sounds that way.
I don't know why Hans Gruber keeps getting the ball back there. I guess they kick away from Dix between her legs because, I mean, you know what? If that guy gets out. Whew. All right, around the end. Oh, he almost cut the corner, but that swarming Aztec defense gets Hans Gruber behind the line of scrimmage for a 4-yard loss. Freddie, it looked like he had the corner there for a second, but number 36 slowed him up just enough for him to get gang tackled right afterwards.
Yeah, well played by the Aztec defense.
That'll make it a 2nd and 14. Air Force now. Ryland under center, actually. Here comes the man in motion. There comes the option that you see. This is more Air Force football.
There
And
you go.
oh my!
He gone.
Oh.
He gone.
Oh, and they finally catch up with Walton Goggins, but not till a 42-yard rush. And, you know, if Coach was here, he would say he is harder than Chinese algebra. Charles, that was a pretty play.
It was perfect. I mean, he got rid of the ball at just the right time. And here's another good run.
And then that time, so last time he shows, this time it's Boyd Crowder. Yeah, I guess that makes more sense, Freddie, that he ran somebody over since he's the fullback. All right, here we go. Let's see. It looks like they're going to run the option again. Nope, this time they fake it. Oh, and nobody blocks the defensive tackle, and he is sacked for a 4-yard loss. Freddie, that quarterback didn't even have time to bring the ball back.
Look at that guard. He was just standing there with his finger up his butt.
Well, you know what? I think he's been told before not to do that during games. I don't know. Well, you know what? You never know what's going on in San Diego with Robo.
It really makes me uncomfortable when he sniffs his finger out.
Yes, he does. Well, I don't know what's going on, what Robo's teaching those guys over there. But all right, here we go. This time we're going the option. Oh, this time Givens throws him off. Then he pitches it, and Goggins has got the corner. And that was
amazing.
Beautiful. Oh, this time to Chris Howell, the third-string running back for the Falcons. I didn't see any injury updates, so maybe the other two were just getting a breather. But either way, another pretty play by Air Force. And Freddie, after the first two possessions ending in punts, we get the San Diego State passing game, and then Air Force comes right back with their option game. We're getting the game that we wanted to see.
I think this is the kind of game we're going to have. Hopefully it goes like this. Each team puts up a lot of points because we love to see points in the AACS.
Yes, we do. And you know what? We make it a point to say that as much as possible. Adolph Oliver Nipple with a 22-yard run. A few more people jumping in the chat. I don't know if I said Biff Markham before, but I think David Leathers jumped in. Goals official is here. Welcome back, folks, to Game 1 of Week 6 in the All-American Coaching League, brought to you by Access Sports. This time Barry McCalkiner with a 3-yard rush up the middle. And Barry McCalkiner's got to get going. You know, Freddie, it's important that he has a good running game to help balance that Aztec offensive onslaught that they have.
Yeah, very much so. But Ben Jerkinoff's been pretty quiet, too, this game.
He has. This time he uses McCalkiner as a receiver. He's now up to 5. He started off, I think, 0 for 4. He's now 5 for 10, so he's definitely kind of back into his wheelhouse a little bit. This time a 13-yard reception to Fellatio as the Aztecs are going no huddle again, trying to keep this Air Force defense off kilter.
Air Force defense needs to do something to disrupt that offensive line of San Diego State.
Yeah, they're just pushing them around like they're not even there. That time they did exactly what you said, Charles, and they tackled McCalkiner for a 2-yard loss. I hate when McCalkiner gets tackled, especially for a 2-yard loss. In other news, here comes San Diego State again from the shotgun.
I hate falling to the ground with McCalkiner.
Yeah, don't you? I know. That's a whole nother story. Buster Hyman with a 21-yard reception. I guess that answers the question. If you get caught cheating, never mind. We won't go there tonight. All right, San Diego.
I once had.
San Diego State from the shotgun. Oh, a little too hot to handle there, Freddie. It was a nice pass, but a little too much stank on that bad boy.
I think if he hits it in your hands, you need to catch it. That was like that was in his hands.
I agree, but I don't know if you can catch a pitch from Nolan Ryan. I mean, geez Louise. Here we go.
Yeah.
Over the middle, Andy Jackson, a 4-yard reception. And the Aztecs now looks like they're back within field goal range.
The most important question here, Dave, is can Freddie catch a pass with McCalkiner?
Well, I guess it depends on is Nolan Ryan pitching the ball?
No, just with McCalkiner.
Oh, okay. Very well. Jergenoff now 9 of 15 for 80-something yards. He's turned the corner for sure from that first drive. This time he fakes the run up the middle, which nobody fell for. He's looking deep in the corner. It's going to be picked off, folks. And Air Force, we saw that earlier, Freddie, where he forced it in double coverage. He got lucky once, but you're not getting lucky twice.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit too much air on that ball. He just kind of floated right to the defensive cornerback.
Yeah, and a little too much cockiness in his arm and his head, apparently. Well, let's see how Air Force responds now with the ball back. If they continue. Whoa, Givens with a great spin. And then a pitch to, I think that's Goggins. It might be Gruber. It's Gruber with a 17-yard rush. There's so many running backs on this Air Force squad. It's hard to keep them all intact here. It looks like we are now at the end of the first quarter. That was a fast first quarter, Freddie.
It was a good first quarter. 7-7 here.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just went by a little too quick. Well, that's what we do here in the AACL. We got a schedule to keep, folks. All right, here we go. This time, dude, this quarterback cannot
be breaking in tackles.
Oh, but look at the defensive lineman. 98 is the fastest one catching up with him.
That's just embarrassing. That's embarrassing for the defense of San Diego State.
That was, beyond embarrassing. I don't know what's gotten into Givens. This is the most hurt person in probably the entire AACL. And tonight, he says, I've been hurt enough, and I'm going to dish out the hurt. And there he goes again. 22-yard run. And, Freddie, what do you even say to that?
Man, that was beautiful, man. Aztecs better look out. They might have their hands full here.
This is not the Givens, Charles, that we've been used to seeing. Usually he plays about a half a quarter, and then he's hurt. And like I started to say a moment ago, instead of taking the pain, he's dishing out the pain today.
Well, I saw some needles out there on the sideline. I don't know what they shot him up with, but whatever it is, it's working.
Well, let's see if Robo sends a what do you call it? What do you call it? You know, what's the word I'm looking for when somebody loses a game, but then they what? Anybody? I'll take
Oliver Nipple.
Adolf Oliver Nipple. I don't think that's where I was going with that. Protest.
Let's see where you're going.
I was trying to say. I said I want to see if Robo tries to play this game under protest afterwards. We'll see.
Oh, okay. All right.
I couldn't. Oh, what a diving catch by Art Vandelay. I'm sorry, Barry McCalkiner. What's that, Freddie?
Givens has been juiced. That's what it is.
Well, we'll see what happens from the San Diego State side here in a moment. What a great laid out catch by Barry McCalkiner. And now another pass on the sideline, and Buster Hyman, a 13-yard reception. Freddie, San Diego State knows how to work these sidelines.
He definitely do. Jurgenoff loves the sideline.
Yep, he sure does. Here we go. Jurgenoff from the shotgun fakes the handoff. He's going to take it himself. He's going to try to pull a Givens, and I don't think that's going to go anywhere. Not a smart move. I think he got half of a yard, maybe.
It's not Jurgenoff's game.
No, it's not. He's not about running really fast. He's about those long passes. And there's another pass, this time off target. Jurgenoff now 11 of 19 for 128 yards, though. So he's having a great game as we are only a minute into this second quarter. With Air Force up 14-7. San Diego State with the ball. Great protection. Now he's breaking down. He just throws it up for grabs. And Freddie, another dangerous pass by Jurgenoff.
This is San Diego State looks a little rattled right now. They better look out and don't let Air Force score on this drive.
They do. Yeah, I know, Robo, but you're the athletic director, so I figured you'd be the one to send the letter to the league playing it under protest.
Who's that? Dewana who?
Dewan Uppinya. Dewan Uppinya.
Dewan Uppinya?
Yeah.
Is she complaining?
No, he just wanted to make sure that we knew that Dewan Uppinya is the coach, not B. Robo. B. Robo's the athletic director. All right, so I think you might be right, Freddie. San Diego State looking a little rattled, having to give the ball over to Air Force again, and here comes that option one more time, and they run it beautifully again, this time for 8 yards. The pitch to Walton Goggins, the first-string running back, as we got to try to remember who's who on this Air Force. They've got more halfbacks than I think I have receivers on my team. Here's the drop back. This time Givens is going to keep it. He's going to spin. This time they actually get it. They actually tackle him. What do you know about that? With a 4-yard run, but another first down. And Freddie, Givens seems like he's taking something personal the way he's playing today.
I think he's fed up of watching the sideline, watching the game from the sideline.
Yeah, you could be right. This time him and Goggins go to the left side for another 6 yards. You know, 6, 7, 8 yards on those it's gonna work all day long if they keep getting that. San Diego State's gonna have to make some adjustments. Charles had mentioned earlier, it's hard, I think, just overall to defend the run in a 3-4 anyway. So especially when they're running it so effectively to the outside.
That was a good play there by the defense.
Well, here we go. 3rd and 6. Coming up on 3 minutes left to play in this first half. Givens, this time he drops back to pass, and he completes the pass over the middle right between 2 defenders to Ryan Kennedy for 11-yard reception. That looked like a Jurgenoff pass there, Freddie.
Yeah, that was Givens' only second completion out of 4 passes. He had thrown a lot.
Yeah, he normally doesn't. This time, they send the blitz. I think it's the linebacker that blitzed, and this time they get him behind the line of scrimmage for 2-yard loss. Charles, I don't know if you're available right now, but that's the kind of defense that we need, that Aztecs need to have against this option. Yeah, I think he's...
And the defensive back played that play, took the running back out.
Yeah, he did. All right, this time they're going to run it to the right. That looks like Hans Gruber receiving the pitch that time with a 5-yard rush. It's kind of cool to see, Freddie, this Air Force team having so many running backs that all get to participate in this option offense.
That keeps all the running backs fresh, you know.
Oh, it's Dixie Normus. I said Dix between her legs earlier. It's Dixie Normus with a 20-yard reception. I thought he was the normal return man. Looks like
That's a very important clarification.
It always is. We got some more people in the chat, it looks like. Art Vandalay. Oh, he got here just for me to say his name a couple minutes ago. Here comes Air Force again now. 2nd and 9. 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Man in motion. Fake to the fullback up the middle. This time Gibbs is going to keep it, but he gets tackled from behind, but he still gets 6. And no matter what they do, Freddie, it seems like they're getting that 6, 7, 8 yards each play.
Yeah, Air Force is running their option game well. A little bit of passing here and there.
And that time, and we talked about him in the pregame, folks, Curly Pubes with a great defense. And going to force Air Force to settle for a field goal. You know, we mentioned in the pregame, Curly Pubes and Andy Feltersnatch, quite possibly the best cornerback tandem in the entire
Curly
AAC.
Pubes are everywhere.
They really...
Was this one of the pick'em games this week?
You know what? Let me check. I don't even remember myself, but I will look. I think it was. So let me double check and see what we got here. It's Buster Hyman with a 28-yard return. It was. Wow. Freddie, you ready for these numbers? In the All-American Coaching League Pick'ems in the Discord server, Air Force and San Diego State, there were 20 votes. 16-4 in favor of San Diego State, as Dick in my ass gets a 6-yard reception. Dick in my ass with the reception, not a sentence I want to say a lot. Here we go, San Diego State from the shotgun. Plenty of time. He's got all day, and then it finally collapses, and then he fumbles the ball. The offensive lineman picks it up. Freddie, if you've got that much time and then the pocket's collapsing, you got to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, you got to throw it out of bounds or tuck it and run it. Yeah, in the pick'em, it's usually when underdog has got like 4 or 5 votes, they usually come out and win.
Yeah, it's another curse of this league. We got the commentator's curse, and now it looks like we're going to have the pick'em curse. Oh, plenty of time. Again, he's got, who is that? It's Andre Parks with a 10-yard reception. And San Diego State, that was short. I thought he got the first down.
I think he was short.
Oh, I'm surprised, Freddie, I'm surprised Webo didn't, or DeJuan didn't throw the red flag on that. Dixie Normus with a 9-yard return. As we look at the total yards by quarter, San Diego State dominating the first quarter, Air Force the second. And 202 to 157 overall in Air Force's favor. About a minute.
Air Force has a 10-point lead right now with 1:04.
And the ball.
Crucial.
Yeah, and the ball. This is the Air Force team, I think, Freddie, that we were hoping to see all season long. Maybe just finally getting their second win.
Their quarterback staying healthy.
Well, and this is the first game, everybody, of the second half of the season. So, you know what I say, anything you do in the first half, the other team can do in the second half. I guess that goes for seasons as well. This time, Raylan Givens struggling. That Aztec defense all over his ass for a 5-yard loss. We're under a minute now, Freddie, and now I think did San Diego State burn a timeout? They did, didn't they? Boyd Crowder with a 1-yard rush. San Diego State This is good coaching right here, Freddie. Use the timeouts, get the ball back, and try to put some points on the board before halftime.
Yeah, that was a poor eye by the Air Force that time. I think they should have run the ball a little bit more instead of passing it on first and second down.
Yeah, I agree. It could have killed some more clock for sure. Adolph Oliver Nipple this time with the return. Now, San Diego State with great field position, 45 seconds, but no timeout. So let's see how they march downfield and see if they can put some points on the board before they head into the locker room. The first one, pass over the middle, incomplete. I don't know who the target was, but that was broken up by, it looks like the linebacker from Air Force. All right, 2nd and 10, 42 seconds left. Everybody in the building knows this ball is being thrown. And he's got a wide open man down the sideline inside the 20. And Adolph Oliver Nipple with a 38-yard reception. And, Freddie, that's exactly what the Aztecs needed.
Yeah, definitely. That was a beautiful pass by Ben Jarkinoff.
Beautiful. Oh, this time offsides on Air Force as San Diego State was just trying to kill the ball to stop the clock. They were trying to spike it. And now Air Force has given San Diego State another gift. 1st and 5 at the 11-yard line, 35 seconds, no timeouts, 4 wide receivers, single back from the shotgun. Let's see what Jurgenhoff. Here comes the corner blitz, and he's got a man wide open. And, Charles, I don't know if you're available. Buster Hyman with 11-yard reception, but that corner came into blitz and left that receiver wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, they got burned.
When you send them in there, you got to be able to execute. Didn't get in there fast enough. Didn't execute on the play, and needed to pay for it.
Well, Buster Hyman wide open after his corner left him to blitz. And that's exactly, Freddie, what we were talking about. And they only took like 15 seconds off the clock.
Yeah. I think it was 3 plays. It took them 3 plays.
Unbelievable. This Aztec quick strike offense can put points on the board just about any time. And they just showed it again from the 2-yard line. This looks like it might be Hans Gruver up the middle to about the 27-yard line with a 25-yard return. They will have 27 seconds and 2 timeouts. And let's see what they do. You know, Freddie, the run game not conducive for going long yards in a short amount of time.
They better just tuck it and take it in the locker room with the 3-point lead. I think Air Force gets the ball first, too, second half.
And Coach and Charles having a nice conversation in the chat. Of course, he blitzed like a dick. Robert Burks with 11-yard reception.
How the hell he caught that? I have no idea. That was another duck pass.
It took forever to get there, too, it seemed like. Air Force now coming up on midfield, 15 seconds left. They've got 1 timeout. This time Givens is going to try to run. He gets tackled from behind. 6-yard rush. Are they going to burn that timeout? They're going to try to, nope. They're going to let it run. They're going to try to, I don't think this is done. I think they should use the timeout there. And this is going to be there it is. And they use it with 2 seconds. It's going to be Hail Mary time now, folks. Before we go to halftime, looks like Air Force is going to go into the locker room up 3, 17-14. Givens with the Hail Mary pass. And it looks like it's incomplete. I thought it was picked off. And there you go, folks. What a half of football. 17-14, Air Force over San Diego State at the half. And Freddie, let me bring you in first. I'm still trying to catch my breath. I feel like we just said, let's get this game started, and it was nonstop action. All of a sudden, it's halftime already.
Yeah, this is a good first half. Air Force playing well. They just have to keep doing what they're doing and don't turn the ball over. That's going to be the big thing. Don't turn the ball over.
Charles, this Air Force offense, you know, like we mentioned before, finally looking like the Air Force offense we thought we would see all season. And San Diego State just happens to be the victim here in this first half. Do you think that they'll be able to keep it up here in the second half against this Aztec defense? Do you think San Diego State will make some adjustments?
Well, I'm sure San Diego State's going to make some adjustments, but the key is whether or not Air Force can stay within that effective, option run pass game. I mean, it's really hard to defend against, and I think if they can continue to do that in the second half, San Diego State's defense is going to get tired, and I think we're going to see some bigger gains on the Air Force side.
Yeah, that's very possible. Go ahead, Freddie.
Air Force needs to take a little more time on the clock, and dominate time of possession in the second half.
Well, as we saw the halftime stats, to nobody's surprise, San Diego State dominating the passing yards and Air Force dominating the rushing yards as Air Force receives the second half kickoff. And here comes that Falcon offense again. This time, San Diego State looking like they read it just like the rest of us did.
I think Gibbons had a bad read there. He should have kept going to the outside. I don't know why he cut up.
Yeah, and other breaking news. Apparently, Robo is having an affair with my mother. Here comes Gibbons around the left side, trying to run the option. He keeps it this time with a night. Well, he said my mom was a victim. The only thing I can think of is she's got to put up with him somehow. From around the left side, a 9-yard
Dave, I'd
gain.
like you to meet my new boyfriend.